Hang on to me. You will need me when you feel like giving up. A letter from hope to me. You are going to misunderstand and be misunderstood. You will misunderstand yourself. People will misunderstand you, and you'll be misunderstood by those you love most. You will go through stages of grief as each new life challenge takes place, testing your fortitude, faith, and willingness to keep going. There will be challenges, hardships that will rock you to the core. The question you'll have, where is God in my pain, will be answered as each tragedy takes place in your life. For when you become angry, doubtful, and your faith wavers, I am there, even when you can't feel me. As you're wondering where I am in your pain and have all sorts of questions, why every time you are up for a big move in life, you end up being knocked down by it. When you ask, what does this life have against you that it doesn't want you to succeed? Remember, you have a greater purpose and you're going to be led astray for a while, but you will come back. There will be a purpose and there will be an answer. I want you to know and understand that there is an enemy of your soul, one that is going to try you at every turn. He's going to test what you know and where you want to go. The other enemy is yourself. You can be your best friend or your worst enemy. You get to choose. If you accept and learn with each circumstance you face, you will have opportunities to grow. If you buck, scrape, or go against your heart, things will not go as smoothly. I promise, if you stay in a state of gratefulness and hang on to me, hope, one day you will wake up and realize that everything you went through had its purpose, and that purpose led to each new chapter in life. If you learn how to take the lesson and turn it into something better instead of becoming bitter, you will always move forward. Things in life are allowed, even when they're your mistakes, and everything will be turned for your good. Being hopeful and grateful will help answer questions in life that have you feeling like it's totally against you. During these life challenges, you will do what you think is best because that is all you have at those times. As long as you do your best, even if you fumble, there is still an opportunity and choice to get back up and live life to its fullest in that moment. As you're fumbling, you make mistakes that will bring you down. However, every mistake brings a choice, as there is always time to change the road that you are on. You can choose to go right instead of left in order to avoid more consequences. As much as you try to learn from others' decisions, you will end up making a lot of your own. For the most part, they make you wise because you learned from them. Sometimes making these decisions can lead to blessings that you never thought possible. Change never comes easy, but as you examine the situation and get a feel for where you are, you can make an assessment to how to get yourself out in the best possible way. Sometimes greatness comes on itself, and sometimes you will be thrust into greatness by how you choose to live your life. That word choose is something you will have to do in all instances. When faced with the possibility of not walking again, you will have to make a choice. The choice is to hear the facts, but also listen to faith and follow in wisdom. What can you do in this situation right now? There are options. You can sit there and get down about what's happening. You can accept what they say and live your life this way. The night nurse will come and tell you that you're going to experience shock. Your body will come down from its adrenaline and you will feel the pain. You will shake and feel like you've been hit by a truck, but I will be right with you. I will help you through it. All you have to do is push this button and I will come right for you to help you, said the nurse. I will bring you people that will help you through each circumstance that you go through. You must rely on me. Hope. I realized this when I went through my first epic accident. This was a major pivot in my life that had to be made. For years, I asked where God was as I learned to stand up, sit, and walk, learning to live life in this new normal, in a body racked with pain and a brain that hurt, that was foggy and full of emotions and moods that I had a hard time controlling. It seemed like the pain controlled everything: my body, my mind, my demeanor, my reactions to situations. I was paralyzed not only in the physical sense, but in an emotional sense as well. Have you ever found yourself at a time in your life when you were completely immobile, paralyzed with nowhere to go and unable to escape? Your life has been interrupted in ways you can't even begin to comprehend, and it sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher is trying to communicate something to you, but you have no idea what it is, and all you hear is blah, 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 because your mind can't make out the words and make it communicate to the rest of your body. I'm in the ER, immobile from this accident that just happened. My adrenaline is pumping. I have to pee, and the nurse is saying that I cannot get up. She is holding my hand and telling me it's imperative that I not move, but she will be right by my side, and she will help me. It's going to be a rough night, but she's going to be there for me. I never would have dreamed this in 1,000 years, and yet here I am, paralyzed for what they say might be forever, and this is my new reality. Maybe I shouldn't have had that second cup of coffee this morning. I hear what they are saying. I understand what the tests have revealed. I hear the possibility of not walking again, but inside I think that's not me. I'm a fighter. I've been fighting all my life to be free, to live on my own, to make my own money, to meet new people and explore the life that I only saw through the looking glass since coming here from Italy when I was only 7. I wanted to break free from my cultural precedents and create my own life, not one that was created for me. I was on my way to that new life on this beautiful fall morning, moving things to my new apartment, which was closer to my new dream job. My office had huge windows which overlooked the bay, which was close to the ocean, and I was able to see that while I worked. It was the perfect environment for me. Now here I am, lying in a hospital bed, counting the dots and the tiles on the ceiling. How am I going to get back to that victorious place in life? How will I live without my legs and my brain hurting, without pounding headaches? Well, I remembered to be hopeful, that no matter what was happening, I was going to keep up my hope. Was I always hopeful? No. Sometimes I did not act hopeful. I felt like the world, life, was against me. But thankfully, I realized that God created me to be resourceful. So I began to seek understanding for the abundant life that was still beating in my heart. I implemented a few things to help me through. First, I shut out the negative and made greater efforts to turn them to positives as they showed up in my life. I chose to look at the hope in each situation and did not stay in the circumstance I was in. Once my mind started searching, the answers came. Then I got deep within myself and started pulling out my dreams. I wrote them down and started looking beyond where I was now. Where did I want to see myself when this was over? What things would I do and who would I be once I overcame this? And then, what's within me now that I can pull out that will help me with this? I know there's something deep within me, and if I don't have what I need within me, who can I find to help me? Who is the person that will help me understand how to take my next best steps? What's required of me now in this situation? What emotions do I need to elicit so I can bring up the resources inside me that I need for this moment? Just as that nurse gave me the blueprint for what I needed for my first night after this accident, there are people that are going to come into my life, that came into my life to help me through. It was a fight to get out of survival mode and into thriving mode. It took time, effort, and pain for that to happen. Once I was through that, I was walking again, working again, and enjoying life until one day someone ran a stop sign and totaled my car, jostling my body, and the journey started again, but in a different way. Different body parts were hurting now, and different thoughts were entering my mind. More pain, migraines, and having to learn new things because this one was different than the last. However, one thing that was the same were the things that I had learned. Those mindsets and habits that I had put into place were still there, and this time I came out faster mentally. Physically was another story, but I still came back because my thoughts were of hope, peace, and healing. I saw myself victorious, and I was not going to let anyone take that from me. I continued in that victory when I was told I had breast cancer. Through all the surgeries and treatments to get through, I used my special keys that I had put into place with each new challenge that presented itself. I already had the core habits, they just needed to be slightly tweaked for the different situations, but they were there, deep down within me, and I was thriving in no time. Remember, even in the darkest of times, your life is not a mess, it's a success in progress.